Welcome. Oh, I know one thing I could say. Uh, so at the end of this, so no, shy not judges, panelists, games, sponsors. I'm going to send out a survey. Would love to know what you liked, what you think we could do better on next time we put one of these together. Obviously, there's a need. There's a lot of teams out there who are building, and so I think we'll do more of these. But yeah, keep your eyes peeled for that. Panelists, games. Fantastic. Let's kick this thing off. Hey everyone, my name is Ryan Turner. I go by the handle No Autopilot, and you are in the Gaming Startup Collective Discord. This is a private community built by Web3 gaming founders for Web3 gaming founders with the sole purpose of making your journey slightly less painful. That's all we can promise to do. Make it a little less painful. It's still going to suck, but not as bad. Today, we are hosting our demo day, session number 2. We have one more after this. In this demo day, we are going to be having a handful of games who founders are part of this community present their projects. These projects span Discord games, RTS MOBAs, Dungeon Explorers, RPGs, GameFi protocols, and just about everything in between. We have a handful of judges, panelists, who will be listening to these pitches. And at the end, you will take a vote on which project you found most interesting or novel, with that winning team being sent to our finale demo day, date time to be determined. So first, let's do a quick rundown of shout out all of our expert judges panels. So we should have Fluke from Arbitrum DAO popping in at some point. We got Shy from Kalman's Forge, Web3 VC firm / idea house. We may have Dante from Scale. Dante, good to see you, representing our friends at Scale Blockchain. We got Max Torres, Taco3 Ventures, helping early stage founders in their journey in building sustainable businesses. We should have, or we may have soon, Federico Kessler. So from Funfair Ventures, it's a VC firm based out of the UK focused on indie Web3 games. The one, the only JRP, the most networked man in all of Web3. Sam Barbary, head of strategy and partnerships over at Sequence. Thanks for joining us today, Sam. Hopefully this is a nice distraction from your what has to be a very, very busy day. Let's do a quick rundown of the projects. We have Tom from Cosmic Exodus. We have Davey from Conquest. Mac Lorden from Shades of Sin. The Building Dwarf from Shadow of Foreigner. Hopefully I pronounced that right. Smasher / Chad from World War DAO. Kivo from Ecoland. Arcanus Nexus is what I was told to read off for Generative Dungeon. And then last read off, so this event, we had the brainstorm to put this thing together 45 days ago. It was just a dream. Haven't done it before, but we've had tremendous sponsors rally behind us in support of early stage Web3 gaming founders, and it is worth giving them a shout out. So again, we have Sam from Sequence. The Sequence team helps building Web3 games easy. It is the leading all-in-one Web3 development platform for games. Additionally, we have the Blockchain Game Alliance. It's an organization committed to promoting blockchain within the gaming industry. Arbitrum DAO, which we are a proud grant recipient, dedicated to the decentralization, security, and growth of the Arbitrum ecosystem. The Game 7 DAO, a collective built to accelerate blockchain gaming industry through grants, education, and strategic initiatives. Knights of the Ether, with their founder Fluke. They're building a deck building roguelike game, as well as some GameFi projects and some UEFN UGC platforms. Web3GG, your one-stop shop for Web3 gaming professionals to connect, network, and build. Kalman's Forge, Web3 venture studio that mobilizes global talent to pioneer the internet's future. BlockSafe Doctor, Web3 biz dev integration partner from concept to launch. And the Roundtable, the Dragon. We empower gamers and investors to maximize their Web3 journey. Your game, our mission. Woo! I'm excited. All right, guys. So let's kick this thing off. So each team, you have 10 minutes to go ahead and share your project. I'll have a little timer. I'll drop in and give you a little reminder. We're going to go in order of our list here, which is Tom Everywhere from Cosmic Exodus, the hardest working man in Web3. Tom, the stage is yours. Let's get it.
Ryan always matching with the kind words. It's been quite impressive to be a part of this community. Gaming Startup Collective is for sure something you should consider taking a bit of attention and to kind of use the time the best that I can. I'm Tom, founder of Cosmic Exodus, 32 years old from Portugal. I've been around Web3 gaming for quite some time. I've learned so much through the past years of my life. One of the reasons I like to kickstart this sort of lore about myself, I did build my game, my first text-based online game 15 years ago. We did run into this hacker that was a bit ill-intentioned about the game, sort of messing around with the database of the items, getting into people's accounts, which was like my first contact with the digital scarcity big issue, which for me was one of the reasons I got so upset with the traditional gaming, not having the technology, to build games the way I've always dreamt of, inclusive, on chain, having this UGC strong component. That's one of the reasons that I'm gonna share my screen here. Push me to bring Cosmic Exodus, which we're working through towards this sort of evolution of entertainment, building a digital cosmos of immersive experiences for brands, content creators, and gamers. So to kind of speed through this little part, because obviously we all know here that we are at peak opportunity costs in terms of the market. Some of the players, just to give a little bit of perspective where we introduce ourselves, being more on this UGC strong component base on the Web3 side. Obviously, we have great products like Decentraland, Sandbox, or more into the Web2 ecosystem. For example, Roblox would be what we could say it's a similar approach in terms of the user base a little bit different, but having this sort of interconnected, sharing this different types of assets between different types of games. So the main problems we're facing here right now is that obviously with so many gamers around the world, last read that I've seen it's 3.6 billion. Sadly, most of the people can't afford, to keep up with the equipment costs, with the price of game titles. The second being that gamers are not able to capitalize on their passion. Most of the gamers are not pro players, and also most of the streamers don't actually make that much money per month through the streams that they do. And obviously, since we're Web3 native based games, overcoming this sort of gateways that the Web3 space has. It's a lot of things to observe, and obviously, if we do manage to fix this sort of three main issues that we're addressing here, we would most likely revolutionize gaming for billions. So going through the reasons why we're different, usually I like to call it a one-stop shop solution for all needs. Think about like a comparison the WeChat of the metaverse. Why? Well, because we're having this focus on free-to-play, skill-based type of games that are low poly art for usually low-end PCs, opening this for a more broad audience, mass adoption. We're also focusing on the user-centric app chains, having this in-game economies that allow players, for example, to buy, sell, or rent their assets, ownership. The fact that we're using social logins to have this more traditional gaming experience through the what we call 5 clicks from the website, create an account, go into the app, mint an NFT, get access to the build, download it, and start playing. Again, the huge focus on the user generated content, which is why I believe it's the best way to promote. It's the incentivization for people to share their own experiences, and also being the fact that we're multi-chain, having different entertainment venues and more. a little bit of context in terms of the achievements. For example, we've been bootstrapped for the past 28 months. We've raised a small round, a soft round in March 22. We've been accepted in the Instituto Pedro Nunes Tech Incubator, which is one of the best here in Portugal, and also from Near Horizon Accelerator most recently. We've been a part of the Saga Innovators program since, well, the second batch, which was over a year ago. We've also been accepted in the Microsoft for Startups program. We have Novo Legal as our legal partners to make sure we are, legally compliant to the Portuguese regulations. We've participated in a couple prizes in different hackathons. In terms of the traction, as of today, we have a bit over 20 partnerships and collaborations. We have conducted two closed alpha playtests in Mumbai Polygon and the Saga Chainlet that we have on Pegasus, with over 500 accounts and NFTs minted. To speak a little bit about the team, I always like,
Hey, Tom.
again, to appreciate.
Oh, real
Yeah,
quick, just want to let you know, 4 minutes, my friend.
4 minutes. Okay. So again, we're not well the most experienced in the market. We're not ex Microsoft or Ubisoft or anything like that. That's one of the reasons I always like to appreciate a lot the people who guide us through our journey, not just the people that are mentioned here as, for example, our strategic advisors, but everyone that already contributed for this project to be a reality. A little bit of product development and highlights. We've developed on launcher, deployed on 4 blockchains, moved from WebGL to Windows desktop build, built over 100 assets in-house. We have two game vertical modes, which is a social metaverse RPG and a 3D tower defense. And we managed to have social again, smart wallets, gas transactions. Our main focus at this point has been user acquisition and retention. So again, trying to empower users and creators to share about their experiences and have a direct impact on how the games are being shaped. We plan to do a couple more alpha playtests in the next few months through some of the collaborations we have, for example, with Merit Circle, W3GG, EDGG, and Yarn Alliance, and many others. One of our main focuses how to scale this sort of network effects. Again, Metcalfe's law is something that we really valuable here. That's why we built the Cosmic Hub, where we allow the people, for example, to uh, add more value to the ecosystem on their own, setting their building or opening their shop with integrated marketplaces. And our goal is to, allocate some of these reserved spots for early supporters, being the where our main supporters and partners so far, and allowed it to grow up to 50 buildings through this year. A little bit about our business model in the next few minutes. So basically, obviously innovation it's risky, right? There's a lot of things that could go wrong. That's why we managed to think about this in a more sustainable form, having, for example, land sales, loot box sales, marketplace fees, digital passes, and ad revenue. And in the next few minutes that we have, just gonna quickly go here on the game and show you a little bit of it. Whoop. Oh, great. Serious. Just add a little. Whoop. Okay, it's 1 minute left, so maybe I'll jump into questions since the game it's actually getting stuck. Oh, no, okay. Is there any questions you guys would like to ask while I do this little demo here? This is the Cosmic Hub. Super
Yeah.
simple.
So panelists, feel free to drop any questions. Now, again, you're going to be rating these games based on what you think is the most novel or interesting. So anything you want to uncover there that you haven't quite yet understood yet, let us know. Shy, Calman's Forge, can you talk about your tech challenges? Maybe, maybe Shy, can you elaborate on that a bit for us?
Sure. So I'm pretty keen on the in scaling, right? So you've been around for a while, right? So just looking at the time that you've been around, as you've gained more players, as the world's grown, have you had any challenges with either scaling or deploying new tech to support that scaling?
To be fair, the biggest challenge we've had it's to have the right people with us, specifically with team members, with strategic advisors. Because again, it's very important to keep an open mind and most importantly to focus on the market itself. Because obviously these things change considering the narratives and the timing of the cycle. So that's has been again the main challenges that we've faced to have the right people and do things right.
Thank you.
Pleasure. It's been 10 minutes.
Oh,
Maybe I should one more question, or should we stop here, Ryan?
yeah, you have a little bit of time for questions here. Looks like we got another one coming in from JRP. What does your traction look like today?
So we've done two different alpha playtests. One on Mumbai, another with Saga, which had over 500 accounts registered and 500 NFTs minted. We're currently preparing our next tournament with Saga for the Three Kingdoms campaign. That's actually one of the reasons we made this new website, having Polygon Avalanche in Cosmos deployed. So we actually allow more people to join on it. It's not going to be closed, so it's going to be live for anyone to test it, having, like I mentioned, all those awesome Web3 guilds that accepted to support us through their own communities to bring more users. So obviously we get a bigger or a better sample for analysis and to understand what really is working or what needs to be a little bit polished.
Fantastic. Now we got another question coming in from JRP. When public launch? Also from those
So that
500 users, what was the day 7, day 30?
So in terms of, I'll answer this first. In terms of the users, right now, since we have just really simple mechanics, again, just to introduce people, sort of this tutorial, how to use the different assets, what they do, how to face these different types of enemies. We have 10 dungeons, so it's again like a stage 0 tutorial thing. Once people are able to defeat those dungeons, they get to collect this sort of different NFTs, which could be like, for example, a troop or a tower. So there's no incentives to be playing 30 days in a row. As of today, there's only 1 hour of gameplay between the different quests here in the Cosmic Cup, the RPG, and the stage 0 of the tower defense. um, and yeah, so that's pretty much limited at this point. Obviously, the more we develop, more things will appear, more game modes will be added, and hopefully in the next tournament we will see more people giving feedback, because again that's how we are manage to improve.
Fantastic. All right. So that is time for Tom. One thing I will also throw out there too is or sorry, thank you, Tom. Appreciate you, man. Excuse me.
Awesome, thank you guys.
Thank you. I would say so for the day 7, day 30. That is a great question. But do keep in mind, these are early stage teams, many of which haven't publicly launched yet. So just context on that. Okay, moving on down the line. Davey, how are you, sir?
GM, I am good. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. I'm excited for your session. All right, I'm going to shut up. I'm going to pass it over to you. I'm starting the clock. 10 minutes starts now.
Okay. First thing I'm going to do is share my screen. There we go. So we'll do this frame rate. Okay, looks like we're good. Hi, I'm Dave Young. I'm the founder of Scribe, and Scribe is an NFT interoperability platform that we made in early 2022. I'm guessing, right after I was involved with the Rally community. That was a community of creators that had their own social networks or audiences. Some of them were musicians like Portugal the Man. Some of them were streamers like Ali, who's a pretty famous streamer for a lot of different strategy games. And some were just people who had audiences in like the social audio space, the growing Clubhouse space that was coming out at the time, etc. I joined as a representative of Play, so we created a social token called Play for the game developers group. I'm a longtime game developer. when I became involved with Web3, I thought it would be great to have a social token for our Facebook group called Game Developers, which has about 65,000 indie game developers in it. It's about 12, 13 years old. It goes way back. So I've met a lot of different people who've kind of started from scratch, learned to make indie games with different engines, and then kind of graduated onto some, different commercial companies that worked at Epic or various different companies, and some of those went into Web3. But a lot of game developers hated Web3. So I kind of took it upon myself to try and start to educate people about what it was like, which meant learning it myself. So I started to do that through the social token space. And the way I did it was I created a framework which would let us create Web3 experiences for all the other creators on the network, and basically ingest their branding, ingest. They were not running NFTs at the time, but as NFT is basically an image with some attributes, it was pretty easy to kind of pivot into that. So we started with this platform called Scribe, where I'm the only developer of it, and I have a partner, KT the Kilt Man, who helped a lot with marketing, communications, and community development. And what we did was basically say, hey, whatever kind of collection you guys buy NFTs from, you can get experience points for that NFT. And the way that we did that initially was through Twitter, where people would retweet things or post or comment, and they would get what's called social XP. So we started that for a while. We did that for a while and had about 1,000 users and about 60 different NFT project communities. And what ended up happening was Elon made the Twitter API very expensive to use. So that happened last spring, about a year ago. And it became free. It went from free to $40,000 a month, which was out of our budget and price range. It did cut down on some bots for a little while, but it caused us to have to pivot. So the number I said there, we had about 1,000 users at the time. So we had different NFT community projects that would come to us and say, hey, I've got a lot of communities here actually in Scribe. I would do a lot of measurement for their like Twitter Spaces, all their retweets, etc., and people could get XP for re-engaging with those posts, which helped them out a lot. But when Elon shut that down, I said, well, the Twitter thing's not going to be good anymore. I'm going to go ahead and make a Discord bot. So already we had games that were feeding into the system where if you played some games, some web games, with your NFT as your profile picture, you get XP for your NFT. So we already had this mechanic of get XP for your NFT. And so we had this social bucket and a gaming bucket. And most of the NFTs actually have, this is just a picture of kind of like what it looks like. You've got your different stats and then the different applications that have used Scribe. And then all the different, there's a full log, it's off chain, a full log of all the different XP events that you've received for your NFT. So at this point in time, we have about 35,000 different NFTs being tracked. Once I made the Discord bot, things kind of changed a lot. Some of these communities that had experienced a real slowdown in growth and engagement kind of skyrocketed. The first bot I created last spring, it was about a 13,000% engagement increase in the test community we deployed it in, which is pretty wild. That was like overnight almost. So we had these little experiences where people could get XP for chatting, replying, engaging, or people could assign them arbitrary rewards. But then I made a little experience of just like, it was called an XP bomb. Very, very simple. The moderator says, types in a command, and everybody gets a notification that a bomb is going to explode in 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever, and they'll get XP if they engage with it. That today, and they could do X number of bombs a day depending on like what level their community is. That is still the most popular feature of it today. And then they use that to bring people into the community several times a day. And then what they do is they'll take the people that have come in, which could be from 5 to 15 people come in, and say, okay, guys, now here's an announcement or here's a tweet I want you guys to kind of engage with. So they would usually do like a 1-2 stroke of get people in with one of our experiences and then do something together. The next thing that I did after that, I said, well, XP seems to be in demand, so let's go ahead and make a game. So I've made lots of games in the past. For mobile, I worked on D&D Online, Lord of the Rings Online, some MMOs you may have heard of, and lots of different indie games. And no matter what kind of job I'm in, whether it's audience engagement or interactive audio, etc., I'm always working on game stuff, like as side projects.
Hey,
so
Davey,
I decided to make
real quick, 4
Yeah.
minutes. 4 minutes.
Thank you. And I have a bot that I created that it feeds into Scribe. Now, so we basically have this whole platform that can feed XP into it. So I created a Discord bot called Conquest. Okay, and let me just show you a little bit of what it looks like. All the NFTs in Scribe from whatever collection can be used in this game. There are NFTs that act as the battlefields, and there are NFTs which act as the bosses if they're over level 100. So basically, people use Scribe to level up their NFTs once they get to over level 100 from whatever collection on whatever EVM chain. They're just bosses in the game. So I'm going to join here. So this was very challenging to kind of get right. Discord will let you send out an update every few seconds, and if you do more than that, they cut you off for sort of spamming. So here you see just a graphic layering of a battlefield, and on the left is a boss. I'm going to blow it up just a little bit so you can see. Okay, there's a boss, and there's me. That's my Discord profile picture, but it's also an NFT. So as I attack this guy, I'm getting immediate feedback down below, and everybody who's playing this game, like people could jump into this Discord, hit join, and they could all fight this guy with me. So this is an NFT. My guy's an NFT. I'm using weapons that are NFTs, armor that is are NFTs, and these all link back to Scribe. So this has been very useful. If somebody sees a really cool NFT boss that they like, they can click on the link and go learn about their collection, etc. So I just played a game. I got some XP. It gives me full, data, etc. I've got a lot of different numbers behind it. There also, I'm probably got about 1 minute left. Gonna shut that little bad boy down. So you can rematch a boss.
2 minutes.
I had 2 minutes. Okay. You can rematch a boss. You can buff yourself up with a shop and spend credits to do it, all using the Discord mechanics, which are super limited. They give you basically a button and an input box. But there are also several hundred spells that you can cast. For example, I can type them by hand. If you use the spell words, and they're like Harry Potter kind of spell words, if you use the spell words, they're much more effective. And then you can see on the left-hand side, this little icon means like a level 6 debuff went onto there. So I can attack him. I can also go and switch up my equipment. I've got all kinds of different equipment. These are all NFTs that I bought. There are also different actions I can do. If I don't want to manually type in the spell name, I can take a look at him and do all these different enchantments or whatever. The biggest change I'm going to be make soon is that the game is really hard for new players. My old players love it. So this is one Discord game that we create called Conquest. It's got about 1,000 hours, about 1,100 hours now of gameplay, spread around amongst about 10 different dedicated communities that play it several times a week together. They do it as a group activity. So I guess I'm going to stop for questions. Oh, the last thing I'll say is that because I've made Scribe as a backend platform and Conquest as a game engine, it's very easy for me now to make new Discord games using this kind of like graphical methodology. So I plan to make 2 to 3 games a year using NFTs as a background. You don't need a wallet to join. You don't need NFTs to join. You can just get in and play, and all that stuff kind of gets set up on the back end. Okay.
Wow. With 44 seconds to spare. Right on. I am catching a bit of echo. Anyone else catching that? Maybe
Turn
it's
down
just
my
me.
mic. No, it's the no headphones curse.
Okay. All right. We got a couple questions piling in. I'll let you read them since I'm still catching that the echo.
Okay. I'll scroll up a little bit.
Dave, I can jump in with my first one there. Oh, so there's still an echo.
I'm muting my mic, so there should.
Let's see. Test. Ooh, I still hear it. That's weird.
It's strange that I have it as well.
I'm gonna mute Shy. You talk. Let's see if that works.
Okay, testing. Dave? All right, sounds better. All right, thanks, Dave. So the quick question was say the Discord server collapses or the server itself goes down or anything. Is there any UI planned outside in a web UI of some sorts to let users backdoor their NFT? Besides the on-chain elements and those things?
Can you rephrase that for me? I'm not sure I understand where you're going with that.
Yeah, so it's the UIs, everything's built in within Discord itself. So let's say Discord's not available as a non-techie Web3 user, do I have a way to still get to my stuff? And not assuming I don't know how to use the block explorers and those kind of things, right? Are you planning a web front end?
And they are still on the web front end. The Scribe, I showed it briefly, but the bot will be more integrated to the back to the web page, so you can kind of link out. Right now, I need to do more of that, but I'm trying to make it so that people can just jump into Discord because it's mobile, desktop, web, all together, and do as much as they can there. But we do have the full web front end they can go use.
Okay. And then there was I'll ask the question for JRP then, just in case there was that still echo. So JRP says, what's the grand vision for the product?
The grand vision is that there are about 20 million active Discord servers and close to 30 million daily active users on Discord, and most of them lack engaging experiences. I have found that with a core game loop, that's I have a lot of data from all my game sessions. I record everything. I'm a data-driven developer, basically. It's a 2-minute game loop, so it's kind of like the sweet spot for it. And the idea is that people will use subscriptions. They'll get different loot boxes, etc. I need to get my community count up to 100 in order to unlock those features from Discord. So those the people that own bosses are going to get a revenue share of money that's spent during battles. The people that own the battlefields will get a revenue share. That creates a sort of player-owned economy, which is a very, Web3 centric idea. But it's the subscription revenue and some of the NFT revenue which will fund that business model. So the idea is to give people engaging experiences that they can use whatever NFTs in. If there are other weapon collections out there, I'll integrate those as well. If there are other, people can obviously use their own bosses, etc., as minions or as bosses. We have a wave mode, a PvP mode. So yeah, the idea is to bring in all these NFTs. As long as I can see it in your wallet, it can be in the game.
All right, Davey. Since I'm the host, I'm gonna jump the queue with my question / statement. So for folks who aren't familiar with Discord games, can you talk about the strategy you have behind Discord being a Web3 onboarding tool that maybe some folks are sleeping on?
Yeah, there are some really massive Discords that have 500,000, million or more people in them. If you see a game being played in a channel and it's a multiplayer game or a group game that you can jump in and fight like something massive with, or there are different mechanics where you're playing and other people can help you with, it's just you click a button and you join. You don't have to install it. There's no anything that you have to do other than I see this playing. Oop, good. I don't know if you guys know stink bugs in the Northeast, but I just had one land on me. Sorry about that. If they see the game playing, they can click a button and jump in. Like zero onboarding needed. As long as I can make the user experience easy enough, that brings the user right in. And then at some point in time, they can say, here's a marketplace, you can sell things or whatever. So to me, it seems like the most seamless type of onboarding I can do right now, other than in a movie theater where people are a captive audience.
Great job, Davey. Great job. All right. If anyone has any additional questions for Davey, the master here, feel free to mention him in the chat on the right. Davey, thank you. Appreciate your time.
Thanks, guys.
And now we're moving on to Shades of Sin. Mac Lorden. How you doing, Mac?
Hey guys, how you doing? Good morning, afternoon, wherever you are.
Hey. All right, Mac.
Hey, real quick, I just want to ask my co-founder and good friend Alex, also with the Glass for Breakfast under his name, is in here too. Would you be able to let him up because he's integral to the demo?
Yeah, that is important. What's
Cool.
up, Alex? Let's see. Come on.
Hey,
Alex.
what's up, guys?
Hey. All right, guys. I'm going to shut up. I'm going to pass it to you. You got 10 minutes starting now.
Okay, great. Let me share my screen here real quick. And we'll take this live. Okay, great. All right. Hey, everyone. So excited to be, talking to everyone. We have kind of a two-part thing here. So I know the previous presenters have had some action shots to show you, and we're kind of in between. So the game that we're building is called Shades of Sin. It should be launched to the public by probably Q3 of this year. and we are super excited to show you not only what we're building actively right now, but what we've built as the prototype, which wasn't all too dissimilar from Dave's presentation in Discord. So without further ado, just wanted to give you guys kind of a background about who we are. So I'm Mac. My co-founder Alex is in here as well, and we actually got our start in the Web3 space via NFTs. So that was back in late 2021. Mostly, we sold out the first collection in January of 2022, and then the second collection, for-profit collection, I should say, was launched in April of 2022. So we've really only known a bear market. We were building on Elrond network, now called Multiverse X, if anyone is familiar with that. But with each collection that we launched, there was a new utility, and one of the utilities of that, these are the various collections that we've done. And this one right here, the Corrupted, is what had a game attached to it. And that became the impetus for us to develop this now mobile game that we're going to be talking about. So that collection and the accompanying game was built entirely in Discord. And this was the interface, pretty bare bones. It was buttons to be able to fight and pick teams, and it was all based on strategy. And that's what I want to have Alex kind of take over and show you. But before we do that, I think it's worth mentioning that what we learned from this experience was a few key factors which led to hundreds of players playing our game in Discord with no visuals and no graphics for the entirety of the bear market. And that was one, a changing meta. So every month or so, there would be new traits and boosts that could affect your score when you're picking a team. Second thing is there was multiple ways to win. So Alex can kind of go in a little bit about that. And then the community feel. So throughout all of this, whether you were winning or losing, you were able to talk to the people who were defeating you or you were triumphing over. And that led to a really fun environment that even without graphics and audio, it led people to coming back and forth. So Alex, if you're ready, I can maybe you just want to share and I'll lend it to you real quick.
Yeah, so just to let me turn this on here. Just to give us just a tiny bit of background on the Discord bot itself, and then I will show you a brief run through of how it works. We sort of built it on it was a little happy accident. I won't go into too much detail, but Mac and I had this huge plan for the collection, and then one thing led to another, and it ended up being a horrible idea. So we scrapped the whole thing, and we built this quick little game to sort of keep people happy while we pivoted. And then the game just got popular, so we just kept iterating on it. And I'm going to share my screen here in just a second and whip it up to show you guys kind of how it works. But like Max said, the fact that it got popular was a really pleasant surprise because we were obsessed with sort of where we thought it could go one day. And we got super lucky that we had this amazing developer hiding amongst our community who just sort of started helping us and built the first web tool, threw the first bot in, kind of helped us get this show on the road. And he just stuck around and just kept building, and the dude is a master. Despite everything, obviously there's a lot to be desired with the Discord game, like the one that we have, because it is purely text-based. So let me throw this up. Share window. Okay. Hopefully this works. Mac, if you can just let me know if you can see everything. I should be on the...
Yep, looks good.
Okay, sweet. So just from the top, this is kind of the game intro interface. Right now we are in, as you can see right here, we're in the sandbox. We actually just finished a competitive season. So there's not a ton going on right now. Everyone's sort of taking a break, and we're uploading some new features and adding some stuff. But up here, you can see kind of a list of traits and a list of boosts and bonuses. So basically the way that it works is everyone has a team of characters. Each character is, of course, an NFT, and each of their traits are the metadata items attached to that NFT. Each of those traits falls into one of 5 categories, and you can see listed here underneath trait just some of the names that are currently in circulation. I don't have any boosts live in the game right now just because we're in the sandbox. So each trait affords you different bonuses. There's team boost, which brings up the score of your entire team. There's an insta-kill chance, which gives you a chance of immediately winning a duel. There is a compounding or a stackable, which is specific to each individual character, and you can pile them on top of each other for just some massive point surges. And then surge, which is sort of like insta-kill, but less intense. It just gives you a percentage chance of increasing your score. So it's kind of like, these two are kind of like die rolls, just to introduce a little bit of randomness into it, because simply comparing power to power got a little boring after a while.
Hey, Alex,
so-
just real quick.
Yes.
4 minutes.
Gotcha, thank you. Okay, so all you got to do to get started is follow the blue button path here. Go to your dashboard. You would set a team. You would pick the wallet that you have registered. Going to think real quick and show you the list of characters that you have available to you. So they're all kind of formatted the same. You've got the NFT number, what its traits are, if it has any auras, which I'll get into in just a second, and then its overall score, which is based on the rarity of these traits, which you can see next to it here. Any active boosts, and like I said, most of them are turned off right now. So anyway, you'd come down here. I'm just going to do 1v1, and fingers crossed that it works. Like I said, right now, since we just finished the season, we are kind of in the midst of updating some stuff, and a few things are turned off. And as I'm sure Davey can relate to, sometimes Discord just likes to time you out if you're trying to do too much stuff all at once. I'll take one more crack at it here.
As you said that, Davey was like, Discord is super fickle.
It really is. I mean, there's all sorts of limitations, you know, like if you have more than 25 characters, for example, Discord won't display a drop-down menu of more than 25 things. So you're kind of just out of luck there. Okay, sweet. So picked one, save the team. Team is set. I can clear these and go back up to the top, fight. I pick 1v1. And now it's going to let me choose if I want to supplement an ally. So they're just kind of like little helper minions that you can tack on. I'll throw a minion into the fight, and it's going to kick this out into the ether of the game and look for somebody. So my challenge is logged. So now if someone comes along and looks for a duel, I will pop up down here at the bottom so we can see the last fight that went through. So-and-so beat so-and-so in a standard fight, and here's kind of some fight details. And the last thing...
Alex, I think that's probably good, because we got the whole game to talk about. So
Sure.
Let me, if you can stop sharing your screen, and then I'll take back over real quick.
Let me get back to the stage here. There we go. Yeah, so basically, just to hand it back to Mac, this was a lot of fun. It left a lot to be desired, and that is where the inspiration for Shades of Sin came, as we tried to figure out how best we could put all of our ideas into this kind of dueling experience that we came up with for the Syndicate games.
Yeah, and one of the things we touched on, so to resume, is this idea that the player has the choice to win how they want to win. So, here it's like strategy on one side and then battle on the other. Because if we're making a next generation mobile game, there needs to be more than just a few buttons, right? You need to have a character that you can move around in a physical space, plus those strategy aspects that made the game so popular. So the way Shades of Sin works is you win by earning 1,000 favor points from Xerxes, who was the villain of the corrupted collection. So we kept a lot of the theme there. And you earn favor by securing the vortex, defeating your opponent in battle, capturing objectives, and then killing monsters. So here, sorry. By the way, this was the I thought this was showing first, but yeah, that's what we're doing. It's a MOBA meets real-time strategy game with King of the Hill mechanics that tests cunning, adaptability, and skills in combat. Here's what your characters are going to look like for V1. And by the way, alpha testing will be open within a few weeks. So we're opening it up in February. So we're really excited to get that first group in, followed by beta, followed by public launch. This is a little bit of what the early UI looks like. We've since updated this, but the great thing about this game is that not only do you get to control your character, but you have allies as well. So it gives you that team fight feel in a 1v1 environment. We had this done because this is what we ultimately want them to look like once we have the budget for a full 3D display of everything. And one of the most unique elements about this game is the map. So it's a hexagon-shaped map. There are 6 different sectors, and as you can see, these are kind of the objectives that you can capture. This is the vortex in the center, which opens up. And the idea is that you can win. Remember, it's all about getting favor, and so it's about how you set up yourself best for success. You can earn favor by capturing these objectives, which all give you different boosts. Just like we were doing in Discord, they'll make you faster, they'll make you stronger, they'll make you have faster cooldowns, etc. Or you can just have this kind of like duke it out in the center, King of the Hills type thing. When this opens up, and by standing in the center, then you earn the favor to win. So
Very cool.
I know you guys know all of the shortcomings of Web 2 gaming and even Web 3 gaming. There's a lot of repeats and just straight up copycats. And so what we wanted to do is make something truly unique. And I know we're running out of time here. So I just want to mention that mobile gaming is where the data is showing the future is. And so we think that having a MOBA and RTS combo built on mobile is going to be absolutely dynamic for the future. There's already some big names doing really well. Endless Clouds is a Web3 project that's going to be launching 2 games. Capsule Heroes is really nice. And then there's tons of different ways to earn money with this model as well. So advertising in the map, so it's non-invasive, having a subscription model for various gameplay styles, and then of course things like NFT sales and token launches.
Hey,
Mac.
So that is time. And we did run over, so it kind of ate your questions a little bit. I
All
see. I think if you guys have any last questions, comments, concerns, anyone of our panelists want to drop a last question, happy to read off 1 or 2 of those. And then we do need to move on to Shadow of Farinor. So it looks like Dante Scale. What's up, Dante? What's up, Scale? We'd love to hear more about what's on chain here. How are you utilizing blockchain? Do your best to keep it kind of tight, please.
Do you mind if I hit that one, Mac?
Okay, be quick. Yeah.
Yep. So basically, the thing that we wanted to tokenize here are simply game assets, but not just everything all at once. The idea here is to allow players to determine what things that they can get in game are the most important to them and allow them a vehicle to tokenize that specifically. So we recognize that not every player necessarily is going to want to tokenize every character they have, maybe just one really rare one or powerful one. And some of them may care more about going on a kill streak and getting that medal, or having a win streak, or getting to a certain favor threshold. So what we're envisioning for the on-chain component here is a vehicle to mint things that are important to each player, and then create an infrastructure for them to view and display those things in a way that is most meaningful to them, to kind of let everyone choose what they care about the most and secure that with blockchain.
Fantastic. All right, looks like there might be a couple more questions out there. So if you guys want to jump in the chat, answer those. Mac, Alex, thank you for sharing your game with us. This has been great.
Thank you.
Right, thanks so much, guys.
Sweet. Ooh, you have a question coming in from Sam over at Sequence. So make sure you jump on that one in the chat there, gentlemen. All right, Building Dwarf. Hopefully I'm pronouncing this right, by the way. I guess I've never asked. Shadow of Farinor. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing fine, thanks. How are you guys doing?
Hey, man, doing well. All right.
Cool.
I'm going to stop
Cool.
talking. You have 10 minutes.
You
to
can
share
hear me
your
fine.
thoughts.
Awesome.
Yeah, man, you sound great. You
Okay.
sound good.
Well, thank you so much for having me here. I'm very excited. Oh, maybe I can share my camera. Wait a sec. Okay, that's better. So, yeah, I'm very excited to be able to talk to you a bit about Shadow of Farinor. I'm the Building Dwarf. I'm a French dude living in Paris. I'm sure you can tell by my accent. It's kind of hard to pass after all these great builders and great speakers. I'm gonna do my best. We are bootstrapping Shadow of Farinor for almost a year now. It started as a 2-man job, really. We are currently 3 of us and a freelancer that I'm hiring and paying when I can. 6 months ago, I came across the Game 7 community, and it kind of empowered us, and it was really the moment we decided to step up and push the game further. About Shadow of Ferenor, let me give you a few details. We have a game that is really a mix of three genres. First off, the main mechanics of the battle is a turn-based RPG with everything you can think about when you think about an RPG: abilities, statistics, equipment, and stuff. It's also a dungeon crawler. We have spent quite a bit of time building this dungeon generator, which allow us to create multiple levels without having the bargain to create so many visual assets. There are already so much thing to do in an RPG, so that was a must-have. And Shadow of Ferenor has also a Dark Souls twist. So let me explain a bit what I mean by that. We have a single currency model that is being used for everything in the game, from upgrading your stats to buying equipment, consumables, and of course trading with other players. And the second thing is also that we have this risk reward balance that the player needs to keep in mind. And the mechanic that everybody knows today is that if the player die in the dungeon, the accumulating currency that he won during this session will be lost if he can't make it to go back at this same point after. So the way he can win XP and currencies is actually to get out of the dungeon. And there are two ways of doing that: either defeating the dungeon, of course, or you can take a way out. But, you know, as the dungeon is random, you never know if there is another way out close to you or not. So it's really up to the player to decide whether he wants to keep further and push his luck, or if he wants to take the way out and take and claim what he won. Of course, the numbers of run he can take in a day is gated by the number of NFTs, so it's really up to him to decide. And it is creating organically quite a nice setup where you have two major sinks in our economy. Because if he loses everything, you can straight up burn the whole thing. And if he wants to make it back to the same place, to win back what he lost, he will probably spend a moment in the lobby thinking, hey, maybe I want to spend some currency on ads, equipment. I want to buy new gear and stuff. So this is really sort of a nice way, organic way to inject money in the economy and to burn what we want to burn. That's good for the network and good for us. And we are close to a Michael Scott win-win-win situation. Okay, enough talking. I'm gonna share my screen.
Building dwarf, you get plus 5 points for the office reference there. I got it.
Yeah, I
the
know.
famous
To be
name.
honest, it was for you, mate.
Ah, look at that.
Okay, can you confirm that you're seeing my screen?
Yes, we see it. Looks great.
Okay, awesome. So when we are talking about this kind of Dark Souls mechanics, it can be frightening for most of Web3 players, because most of the Web3 players are obviously value extractors. That's almost a fact. And that tells us that we need to address another pool of players. And we decided to go for the Web2 players. How are we going to do that? First off, by having a really smooth onboarding, which is what we spent quite a bit of time implementing. So when you get to this screen, what we're going to do is just set username. I'm going to enter a password. And right
Just
now,
ahead, 4 minutes, my friend. Just letting you know.
okay, cool, thanks. we have just generated a wallet for the player, and it's encrypted as well as the username and the password in the device. Our API server is sending to to this wallet some gas, so the player doesn't have to take any step to make any kind of transaction. He can almost play like if he's on internet without even knowing it's Web3. Now I'm just gonna claim some custom ERC20 that is just here to simulate the fact that later on we will have um, sorry, a non-ramping system to allow them to buy stuff in ways that are really familiar to them. So let me claim. Oh, I haven't created my wallet. Sorry. Okay, so I'm getting some gas. I don't have any Crystal Hope in my wallet for now. I am connected to this new wallet. I can claim some table. I have 0.6 and let's play. So we are on the lobby and we don't have any currency now. On our shadows panel, we don't have anything, of course, because it is a new wallet, and I can just use my tables to mint a new character. Can I? Okay, very good. I don't like it too much, but I'm sorry about that. I'm gonna run another build. I don't know what's happening. Maybe there's been an issue with our API and maybe we don't have gas coming in. Sorry about that. I'm just gonna run
No
another
problem at all,
build.
man. That's
Sorry.
the beauty and the challenge of doing these live events. Whatever
Yeah,
can
I
go
don't know
wrong.
if this is this is beautiful, but okay, that kind of threw me off. Okay. So I'm gonna use a wallet that I know that has some gas and some stuff.
Folks are saying that they
Okay,
love
so
your art style, by the way.
thank you, man. Appreciate that. So we have here all the NFT currently on this wallet. What is nice
Oh,
is that we
you got a,
found a way.
you got a screen
Sorry?
share, my friend. Sorry, we just see your
Oh,
face.
are you saying that I'm ugly?
No, man. If anything, I'm jealous. Come on now. San Antonio Spurs sweater, the whole thing.
Oh yeah, always, always rooting for the Spurs. Okay, are we back?
Yeah, man, we're looking good. Thank you.
Okay, cool. Thanks. So yeah, we found a way to animate our characters with almost a 3D software that allows us to have those NFT traits on our NFT, and they are going to be really visualized in game, which is kind of nice and kind of unique in 2D. So of course we have those kind of panel. I have enough currency to level up this guy, so maybe I'm just going to do that. So again, all of those stats are currently on chain. Just going to call my level up here. Okay. Go. We have a different kind of weapons there. I'm gonna go with this one. This one is kind of weak. Give him that.
And
Okay.
just a heads up, building dwarf. So we're close to time, but go ahead and finish what you want to share with us here. I want to make sure we have
Okay.
enough
Need
questions.
to go into this dungeon. Gotta do really quickly. Selecting my team, and we are heading up into this generated dungeon here. So we have different rooms, one after the others. The different events in the room are random, as we talked about earlier. We've been airdropped a few items already. I'm just gonna go ahead and kind of cheat on this one show you a few stuff if we are running out of time.
Yeah, I'd say let's maybe show a few more moments and then we'll jump over to questions.
Okay, cool. If you guys want to ask me some question while I'm going through this guy, you can do so. Oh,
That
I
is a
have
great
a
idea.
heavy weapon. I have a heavy weapon against this dude, and it's not a... So yeah, I haven't talked about the swap character feature, but it's quite a unique feature of our game. And yeah, you need to be strategic about what character you want to use against what type of... I'm still having a heavy weapon against this dude. That's not the best strategy. I'm gonna try and just cheat him. Do I have the dev cheat on this character? Yeah. Dude, this guy is just too quick. Do you have any questions?
Yeah. All right, we'll pause it there. All right, panelists,
Okay.
judges, community members, if you have any questions, comments for the Building Dwarf and Shadows of Farinor, Davey, how long have you been working on this?
Not completely a year. To be honest, it's going much faster now. It was very long at first because RPG takes quite a lot of infrastructure systems to build, and now that the systems are done, it's more close to just creating content, which is time consuming but not as hard as that. Yeah, less than a
Fantastic.
year, and really working at 3 people since 3 months, I guess.
All right, we got another question coming in from Shy. What has your traction been like? So correct me if I'm wrong, Building Dwarf, but this is closed, right? This isn't even open yet.
Yeah, so our traction is absolutely negative because this is actually the first time that anyone see the game. I'm just gonna claim this pending reward here. Yeah, we haven't shown the game to anyone until today because we don't have a solid background to to show around. So we really wanted to have a nice demo to show before we go on a public. And yes, so no traction for now. We are opening the Discord today, actually.
Hey, drop that link to the Discord if you can. If you can't, drop it to me and then I'll drop it.
Yeah, sure. Gonna do that.
So real quick, so panelists, judges, we're at the top of the hour. This is anticipated to run over a little bit here, maybe about another 20 minutes or so. So if you need to jump, no harm, no foul, won't hurt my feelings at all. Totally understand. All right. So, Building Dwarf, I think there was one other question in there for you from Shy that I didn't get to. So maybe you can answer that in the chat while we move
Yeah, sure.
on.
No problem.
Cool.
Thank you,
And
guys.
thank you, Building Dwarf. Appreciate you.
Yeah. Anytime. Cheers.
Hey, you're welcome, Mac. Ain't no problem, man. That's what I'm here for. All right. Do we have Smasher? Smasher going once, going twice. I don't see Smasher. All right, Smasher's getting an asterisk by him. Maybe we can squeeze him into the next one. Kevo. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. I feel embarrassed when I never pronounce the name right. You're up, my friend. Are you ready to share Ecoland with us?
Hey guys, yeah, I can even pronounce it either. Is the Kivo or Kevo? How do you prefer, guys?
Either way works, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Nice to meet
So
you all, guys. Yep.
Nice to meet you as well, my friend. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to pass you the mic. You have 10 minutes to share your project. At the end, we'll answer some questions, and the timer starts now.
Awesome. I'll be sharing my screen. Just let me know if you can see it.
We can see it. Looks good.
Awesome. Yep. Hi, guy. Hi guys, I'm Kivo. Really honored to be besides of the builders who presented in the presentation in the sessions. So and here I am with our GameFi project, which want to prove that the Web3 gaming is not dead and it can have some time to shine. And we are building the Ecoland. It is an eco-friendly game. It's just more than a game. It's a gaming with concise. Here is the companies and the projects that our team was and is working currently. And here we are team of 8. We are 4 founders. I'm the founder. My background is in development in the cybersecurity, and for this project, I digged into the game dev as well. Spent like 5,000 hours in Steam, so I know how the games are affecting our lives. And yeah, this is our team, the core team, which is helping to building the project. Oh, as you might know, so the problems that we have on the Web3 games are there. So most of them are accessibilities. We all know that it is hard for Web2 native people to get into Web3. And most of the projects are Ponzi schemes, and they are through the speculation over fun. So they don't care about the gamer experience. They just want to have their bags full and just go out. And with retention rates, they are not so good in the Web3 as of in the Web2, because most of the bots are popping up and all that work, etc. And the most important aspect that we want to tackle is a real world impact. So we are building the Ecoland. It's a metaverse. It serves as a metaverse which interconnect different games into itself. So imagine you will see it now. Imagine you are hopping into a hub, and from there you can choose what kind of game you want to play. So it's Ecoland, a place to trade, socialize, and upgrade your skills. It's an RPG format game. And yeah, so the first game that we're having is the Eco Farm. It's a game kind of in a Farmville style and a farm together style. It's an RPG style farm sim where you can enjoy the unique experience of the farming. And of course, it is the freemium model. Every players can, join and play. And thanks to we are in discussion with good partners such as the Sequence as well, which can helping us to onboard the people more easily. And the EcoFarm solution to the previous mentioned problems are we will be doing the quests in the game which are related to sustainability, meaning that we want to teach players become more eco-friendly. And from this, we are doing the player-created environmental assets, and we are doing the education, as I mentioned, and we will be also doing recycling incentives and the dynamic NFT rewards. So as I spent like 5K hours in Steam, I realized that I could have done something better with my spent hours or something useful. And why not, while I'm playing the game, I will be helping the make the environment better. So while you are playing the eco farm, from each transaction, you will be offsetting the carbon. I will get into that from the partners list as well. So each your action will have an effect to an environment. Here's the gameplay. It's a third-person multiplayer farming game where you can manage your farms, crops, animals, and help your neighbors as well. And there's a P2P trading activity in the Eco Hub as well, which is the central nerve of the Ecoland. And you can exchange, you can also dive into blockchain activities as well, where you can trade NFTs and earn rewards. Traction-wise, we've been into a couple of many Web3 accelerators and won grants on a couple of them. And we launched our prototype, and it ran like a month long, and we had 500 weekly active players with the active users while we were running it. So average session time was 6 minutes, which was we were expecting it less, but it was good for us. We have more than 1,500 community members, and 1K plus they are in the waiting list. So the partnership wise, we are in touch with the Polygon, CeeLo, Tableland, Toucan, and Scale. The Toucan is helping us to set up the refi environment, which is will be helping us with carbon offsets, and the others. Oh, and yesterday I received an email that we've been selected for a Polygon Village bootcamp. If you know, there was a really nice program. They launched it this year. Okay, from competitor-wise, to know you more about how Ecoland differ. Basically, we are offering the freemium model where you can enjoy not only one game, but more than one game. So we're starting with the Eco Farm, the more game will follow, and your pace will be saved, meaning that your actual player's abilities will be available into other games as well. And the important ones also have a real world impact in sense that I mentioned every your transaction will be offsetting the carbon. And from created pool of that transactions, we will be also donating to the tree planting mission that we are having with NGOs and Web3 refi protocols. So we tested out.
Evo, real quick, just heads up, 3 minutes, my friend.
Okay, yeah. So the roadmap wise, we are trying to complete the prototype and move it to an MVP. Started with NFT sales and hopefully to close a pre-seed round. This is our kind of a sales pitch deck, and we are currently raising 350K and at 5 million post valuation and offering 7%. And this is the how we are going to use the money. And yep, basically that would be it. Thank you guys for attention, and I'm happy to answer your questions. But before that, just quick demo of how game looks like. This is the prototype play around how I was playing. So basically the planting trees. So these are special trees, the ecoland trees, and if you have to collect the fruits, have to water them, and if you do not water them, they will get burned from the anomalies. Thank you.
Very cool, Kivo. Very, very cool. Shout out to your Polygon Village acceptance. I think you're the first community member from Gaming Startup to be accepted to that. That's tremendous, man.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. We got a couple questions coming in. So, panelists, if you have any, feel free to flow them on through. Davey, which engine are you building with?
Yeah, it's built on Unity.
Boom.
Yep.
And you mentioned that
Currently,
you have. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
yeah. Currently, it's available only on the web, but we want to move it to the PC client to have a better experience for the players. And the plan on having on the mobile is still we are thinking through about it. We have to think through about like with all Apple and Android things are going on. So yeah, we'll have to think through about it yet.
Awesome. Any other questions coming in, panelists, judges, for Kivo? Looks like you blew them away, man. Looks like you knocked all the you took all their ammunition away. They have no questions to ask you.
Yeah.
That's great.
So if the questions, guys, just ping me. I will be happy to answer.
Perfect. All right, folks. If you have any follow-up questions for Kivo, go ahead and drop them in the chat. JRP says GGS, GG, JRP. And let's check in with our friend. We're gonna jump over to GD Wizard. How is your shoulder, my friend? Are you ready for this?
Those drugs kicked in. Yeah,
It's gonna
I'm
be a
pretty.
strange demo.
It is. I'm actually really high off these things. I thought it was just, yeah, they're strong. The shoulder's not too bad. If I wince, it's just because I bumped it. But I think we could do something tonight. Just if I do really bad, just ping me or something and say get down.
Okay. All right. What we could do, so Wizard, we do have another session in 3 hours. So you could take a nap, you know, get a little
I
balanced, and
couldn't.
then come back.
No, it's nearly midnight here, and
Oh,
yeah, 'cause I'm in Thailand, man. But I can run this through super fast for you guys because
okay.
it's
Let's
probably
go.
better. It has a lead up for anyone listening. All right, hey guys, I'm the wizard. You just don't need to know about me. I'm just a dude. But if you haven't heard about Generative Dungeon, we were launched about 2 years ago. We released an NFT that was playable on OpenSea. In fact, 3,000 of them. Um, they're all generated. They're all different. They all have their own traits. You have different avatars. They play differently. It's an RPG turn-based game, which if my screen can pop up for me, let's see. I'll just give you the whole screen. I'm not going to mess with it too much. There we go. And you guys got me there?
Yes.
Awesome sauce. All right. So being as versatile it is, it's a pretty much click instant start game. As you can see here in our tournament server, we've got an arcade and generative dungeons right there. You can click on it, takes you straight into the game. Not only being able to play on OpenSea, like I said, little attributes that go with the characters. Here's Dungeon 100, you're a paladin. You can move the character turn-based, really think about what you're going to do next. Each character also comes with other attributes. For example, you can use a spell book with the paladin. Kind of cool. He's got some basic spells that you can use. I won't go into that too much, I won't ruin it for you. And you can also play in full screen. So if you click on the link in OpenSea, there's a full screen link you can click on, takes you here. This here, what you can see is an edited dungeon. Edited dungeons are super cool. What does that mean? You can edit your own NFT and you can make it anything you like. I like the pirate theme, so I went ahead and made a massive ship of a boarding and we go invade the lands. This is actually just one floor in the dungeon. It's kind of cool. I edit this myself. I can save this and it will then be playable directly on OpenSea as a save game. You can lock it. You can do lots of other things. These are the avatars. This is our second launch, a bit over a year ago now. These are all playable avatars. As you can see here, this is one of the necromancers, kind of fun. You'll notice it's pretty cool looking, and we'll compare it to what it would have been if we went with the pixelated. I'm not much of a fan. I like the newer stuff more. Each of them also has their own soundtrack. Not sure if you can hear that or not. Spooky cool theme. And up here, you got a special little button. I'll leave that for you guys to do later. That's a multiplayer game. So if two of your friends jump on, click this at the same time, you can play a multiplayer game online as the avatar you're playing. We've moved along since then. We've done generative dungeon ordinals, so you can slay dragons on Satoshis. We did get a couple of them sub 1 million. And we've just got our, what do you call it? Early release of Generative Quest out at the moment. It's kind of fun. I would load it up for you, but I'm trying to be really quick. But this is just a quick demo of it. So this NFT here is a dungeon just like the other 3,000 from the original collection, but it's actually a 3D version. So if this was Dungeon 1, you could play Dungeon 1 in 3D. It's free to play. You can come here on Epic Games, download it. Super fun. Give it a try, guys. Tell me what you think. We are releasing the full version soon. You don't need any NFTs to play. You can do quite well completely free. There's no pay to win or anything like that we're going to initiate. And I think I've about got it. So the last thing I'll give you is when I come back next time, I'm going to introduce you to something really cool. That's the sneak peek of it. And I'll end with that. Is there any questions?
Wow. Wow. That was. I mean, being highly medicated. That was exceptional. Good job. Good
Thank
job,
you.
Wizard. All right. So some of the folks couldn't see the screen. I think I don't know. Discord is a little picky, but I did drop screenshots. Davey saying this is brilliant, very impressed. Kivo saying GD's GD's Wizards PFP is a game. I read the original message and I was like I'm confused on that one, but I see it's edited since then, so it's all good.
No, it's actually true. My PFP is literally a game. If you go to generative avatars, look it up, generative avatar number 21. That's my avatar. Click the sword on top, and you can play in the Battle Royale version of it if I haven't got it locked, but I think it's locked at the moment.
Boom. All right. Tom Everywhere. So another game founder. Hey man, what are you looking for in partnerships?
What am I looking for? That's what my okay, so a guy brought up the word partnership the other day, and I pretty much shut him down, which with the nicest possible way. Is we're serious about partnerships. If it's just a collab you want, open a ticket. And he took offense to it and he goes, oh, well, collab, this, that. And I said, it's still not a partnership. What we look for is people that care about Web3, that want to get it going, that actually want to do the right things, that actually care about people, that have proven themselves in this space, are guaranteed not going to rug anyone. If you put your lifeblood and soul in it, talk to me. I'll find a way to make a partnership happen. With the new IP, with the IP I have already, releasing another project called Dungeon Knights Heroes. That was the sneak peek of the cards. That's super deep. Generative Dungeons is already deep. I'm about to make it a lot deeper, so it's going to be fun. But those cards, each one of them will act as think of this like a discount card you can use just about anywhere in the world, where our community is connected under one card. So you can be an IP in this game, you could be partnered with us, you could offer discounts or just be a great business, and we want the world to know about you. We put you in a database, and when people come to your town, they rock up in LA, for example, they go, where's a good place to eat? And they can actually get reviews from you, and you can go to that restaurant, show your card, and you get a discount. So there's the IRL side of it. I'm trying to do it real quick because I want to save this for a totally different presentation.
There you go. Awesome response. I resonate with it, says Tom Everywhere.
Yeah, peace, guys.
All
There's
right.
a lot of amazing people in here. I think we'd all get along really well. Let's work together. Let's figure it out.
Philip Kripe, another founder in here. Wonder if there's a way for Puzzle and you guys to work together. Yeah, man. Come on. Let's help each other out.
If you like puzzles, we'll get along.
Hey. All right, friends. So this has been a long session. Okay. Originally, we started with 4 teams, but then more teams wanted a chance to share their project, and I can't say no. Like, who the hell am I to tell them no? So we ended up boosting this one up to like 7 games. So I appreciate you sticking with us. Now, what that means, though, is many of our judges, panelists had to leave. So now we're going to have to flip the script and we're going to do a community vote on this one. So I'm going to list all the projects that presented. And what I need you to do is react to who you want to win. All right, Alex, I'm so sorry, man. I'm going to delete your thing, dude. I'm trying to get my thing here. Hold on. He's like, you jerk. All right, Conquest. We have Shades. I should read off the prizes too. I'll read them off in a second. Hold on. Shades of Sin. Shadow of Baranor. We never got to the bottom of it if I pronounced that right. We will never know. Ecoland. Generative Dungeons. So I can spell dungeons. Okay. All right. So let me put my little reactions on here. Almost there, guys. Stick with me. And boom. Okay. So, community, in the chat, go ahead and react. Which project do you find the most interesting or novel from today's session? That team is going to go ahead and get passed up to our finale demo day. Date time to be determined. And what are they competing for? Well, that's a good question. We had our friends in here from Sequence a bit ago. They've put together a little over $5,000 in value worth of credits and prizes for our community. We've also had the Game 7 DAO go ahead and chip in with a bit of cash. We've had Knights of the Ether also chip in a bit of cash, as well as a couple of our panelists, one who's a VC, the other one who's like a biz dev savant in Web3, both put to the stage some advisory hours. So a lot of stuff up for stakes here. Let's see what we got. Ooh, there's some multi voting happening right here, but it's okay. Right now, it's between Generative Dungeon, Shadow of Faranor. Generative Dungeon has 5. Shadow of Faranor has 5. Okay. All right. Come on, man. It's not fair to make us pick. I know, but how else am I supposed to get teams to a finale? All right, you guys keep thinking about it here. I'll read off the prizes one more time. So in our finale, first place is going to get a 1-year sequence growth plan valued at around $5,000, plus $200 cash, plus Kalman's Forge, it's a Web3 VC firm, advisory hours, plus JRP advisory time. Shout out to JRP. Plus $500 credit to BlockSafe, which is a Web3 development gaming blockchain consulting firm. 1 set of crypto NFTs, thanks to Helios in Game 7. Second place is going to get a sequence dev plan valued around $600, $100 cash, VC or advisory hours from Kalman's Forge, JRP, Crypto Unicorn NFTs. And then third place is also going to get some about $300 worth of credits from Sequence, $75 cash, Kalman's Forge advisory hours, JRP advisory hours. It's a lot. It's a lot, my guys. All right, I'm calling it. Done. Generative Dungeons moves on to the finale. Round of applause for everybody.
Thank you for the votes,
cool.
guys. My wife's not going to believe me. She thinks I'm out here talking to myself.
Nice, man.
But that said,
Okay,
hey guys, it's been really
so-
good, but I'm actually in some serious pain. I'm going to go lay down, but I'm going to listen into the rest of this as long as it goes. Thanks for
Feel
having
better.
me.
Yeah, man.
And
Well-
you guys are doing sensational. I watched all the projects today. I love just about every single one of them. We want you in this space.
Nice. Appreciate it. All right. Closing remarks. So we have another session starting in an hour and a half. We're gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, between 4 and 6 projects presented there. So make sure you swing through, support those builders. And Building Dwarf just dropped his Discord link. Brand new Discord, just opened today. Show that some love. Come on. Help out the community. And yeah, that's it, guys. Shutting it down. Have a great day. Peace.